what are realistic expectations for Trey Lance in his first start and first real action since week 5 and going on, assuming that Jimmy Garoppolo doesn't play again this season?
Yeah, I think the realistic expectations for Lance are that he's going to struggle in the passing game, but he's going to make up for it with his legs. And
Yeah.
you saw that's what we saw in Arizona, right? He was okay in the passing game, but he wasn't all that great. There were definitely some misses and what have you. I
15 to
think
29?
yeah,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
some of
Yeah.
those were throwaways, but there were
Yeah.
there were misses and things like that. But he kind of made up for it with his legs, and I
Yes.
think that's why when you look at the two games combined, you have him and Garoppolo put up almost the same numbers, but it was a little bit more back and forth with Lance, right?
Yes.
Garoppolo's numbers are all from the passing game. Lance is a mixture of the pass and the run, and I think
Right.
that's what you're going to get from him. And I think that there's been a disservice paid to Trey Lance a lot throughout this season in terms of in terms of what people have been saying about him.
Yeah.
What I mean by that is every time Garoppolo makes a mistake or he gets whatever, that's not going to happen with Trey. I think that's a miss.
Right.
That's
Right.
I think
Right.
that's something that that causes a
Expect
little
more
bit of
rookie mistakes.
yeah,
He's a
exactly.
rookie. It has been
Yeah,
a while. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
So he's going to make mistakes that he's hopefully if he can get complete 60% of his passes and do what he does with his legs on top of that, don't throw any interceptions, they're going to be fine this week.
I wouldn't even necessarily expect him to complete 60%. Although, again, if he's handing off most of the time and getting a lot of those quick, easy throws, he could.
Mm-hmm.
He absolutely could. But I think the expectation for him and for the 49ers usage for him is just use him like North Dakota State used him. They would average 19 throws a game in college. I think 19 throws is a fair goal. Keep
Yep.
them at, no more than 25. Of course, if you're losing and you have to come back, you got to do what you got to do. But that's the goal. That's the game plan, is to limit his attempts like that. And you want to take a couple of shots, but essentially he was a game manager in college. And we're hoping here is that he can manage the game, maybe even better than Jimmy, in the sense that he can limit turnovers and make some plays with his legs and take a couple shots down the field. But other than that, manage the game. The expectation for you is to manage the game. If you come in and make it all about yourself and try to be a hero, your team isn't going to like you because you got Debo, Kittle. Your job essentially is to distribute the ball to those guys who don't need. You could just walk over and hand it to them most of the time. It's very short throws, a lot. So just show that you can operate in that context, because really it's supposed to be like quarterback, training wheels for a quarterback.
Sure. Yeah. And we've seen the 49ers do that with Garoppolo. We just saw him doing it, a couple weeks ago against,
Yeah.
I'm not who, the running game wasn't working out very well. And so they started using I think it was against Cincinnati. The running game's not working out well. So they basically just started using the passing game as an extension of the run game. It's just, dump offs and screens and those kind of things. And he can do those kind of things. And
the play action roll to the left.
Yeah, play action roll to the left, those little dump things, the screens to Debo Samuel and Kittle, those types of things, and the over routes, which is what he did a lot of it at North Dakota State, and yeah, throw in one of those juice plays down the sideline because he'll hit it. I think
so. You got to take a couple shots. You have to.
Do.
Otherwise, what's the point? What's the point? I would think a couple, 2, 3, 4. Why not? Anyway, but not a lot of throwing. You don't want to be afraid to use him in the passing game, but just the same way you use Jimmy against Jacksonville, the Rams. Why not? That's your formula for winning. I don't think it needs to change at all because you brought in a new quarterback.
Yeah, I would think that in this game, given the way that Houston has struggled against the run, you're going to want to try to run the ball. Make this like that Rams game earlier in the year, where your goal is to run the ball 40 times again. And I think that's kind of what how you need to approach this game, because if they do that, I think they come out on top.
But I still think that the fan base's expectation is that he wins this game and he beats the Rams. Mullins beat the Rams last year. I think the expectation is, you didn't play this year, win, and then win again. And then, I don't know what the expectations would be in the playoffs, but I think the expectation is you could be a little rusty against the Texans. You still got to win. And then you got to need to play better the week after that, and then play better the week after that. There is a big monkey on Trey Lance's back. And it's not just that you got to replace Jimmy Garoppolo, who's a fan favorite. You got to justify this trade, which was, the Niners traded a second and a fourth for Steve Young. It's a whole different thing. You got to be great. And you got to, at least you don't have to be great right away, but you got to show flashes of why this team traded for you. And don't look like a flat out bust. A lot of pressure.
Yeah, that's I think the one point that a lot of folks miss is what you just said right there. Is it's not just going out there and performing. You got to be better than a rookie a little bit because of what they
Yep.
gave up to get you. You need
Yep.
to get out there and you need to be able to show that you were worth three first round picks and a third. I mean, that if
How
you can't.
How many NFL quarterbacks are worth that in a trade? How many NFL quarterbacks are worth 3 first round picks?
Yeah,
8, 7.
I doubt it's even
Lance
that.
isn't worth 3 first. If the Niners put Lance on the trade block, they couldn't get 3 first. It's wild what they spent for him. And plus a third.
Yeah, Matthew Stafford wasn't even worth that much.
Stafford wasn't worth. I mean, really, like, okay, Mahomes is worth 3, Allen's worth 3, Watson theoretically, Rodgers worth 3 first round picks at 40 years old? I don't know that Rodgers is. I don't know that Brady is. Literally, it could be. I don't know, like Herbert maybe, like 5 dudes.
Yeah, I mean, Rodgers fits it if you're looking at a 3 to 4 year plan and you're not worried about having picks down the road. But yeah, sure.
Man.
But
not his fault either. But damn,
right. No, it's not his fault. It's the situation that they put him in. They put him in a tough situation here for him.